Welcome back, and let's start talking to NPCs. And this is the crestfallen guy.
There's always a crestfallen warrior.
Yep.
Is he also hard as shit like the first one if you accidentally make him angry?
Probably actually. I'm not exactly sure how hard he is when if you fight him right now. I haven't looked too much into fighting most NPCs. I don't generally do that, or the ones that don't attack you, anyways.
Aw, means you're not playing the game right. Clearly, you're supposed to go through and kick every NPC. It's the only proper way to play Dark Souls.
Sometimes without meaning to.
His story was so depressing you remembered how to be depressed.
Yes.
I can feel again.
We'll actually get a lot of his story. They're thrown.
Your harm!
Giant of the Profane Capital. The NPCs actually do have a decent amount of story that you get in the games.
Oh.
Or in this game, rather.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it was pretty spare in the first one.
Yeah.
Which was, not necessarily a bad thing, but...
I mean, the NPCs in the first one did have stories.
Yeah, a lot of it was...
You just had to read between the lines a lot with the things they said and what they talked about, and a few item descriptions.
Yeah, as with the way lore is traditionally presented in Dark Souls, it's been very much like environmental or inferred storytelling.
Lothric, last hope of his line. Yes, that was just me going over where all the chairs are.
This is Firelink Shrine?
Yes.
The place is much bigger than I remember.
They remodeled a bit. This nice little side area, which has... Okay, so there's that locked door. So technically there's a trick where you can run up this tree and jump to your right and get up there, which I'm demonstrating not doing, and I'm not going to do, because I didn't feel like wasting my time on it, quite frankly. And also there's areas you need the key to access anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is a generic version of Firelink Shrine. See, she's, let's go Charming.
She's better than the first one, at least.
Mm.
Found yourself a cozy little alcove.
What are you buying?
What are you selling, stranger?
Alright, I'm going to take this mug, I'm going to slap some souls onto it, and that will increase its value.
Oh, stranger, that's a fine soul.
Traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so fast as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch.
Did you just try to get a deal because, hey, you're undead, I'm undead?
I'm not sure. You get a silent protagonist, I'm not sure what I said.
She assumed that, like, you were asking to give them away because you're both undead.
I can imagine you're doing just the weird flamenco pose to everyone you meet.
I think you just stared at her and made her uncomfortable. She's like, no, I'm not giving you anything.
This is also the interesting thing.
Umbral Ash.
Yes, you'll find that lying around. It will expand your inventory. Also, if people happen to die that sell stuff, they'll drop Umbral Ash. You can give it to her, and she'll sell their stuff.
To sup on death. Is she literally, like, drinking it?
So you basically
It's a shake.
consolidate all the merchants in the game into the one in Firelink.
You can. There's some consequences to doing this, not the least of which certain merchants can expand their inventory by doing certain things. If they're dead, you can't do that.
Right. Now we're in need of a soapstone. You could have just told me that I smelled.
If you like writing messages, which A, I'm offline, and B, those are of questionable use half the time.
Write them for yourself.
Yes.
Just put graffiti up.
Great view ahead.
Okay, so this is a really nice improvement. You can directly sell the souls straight to the merchant for what you would get for using them.
Oh, thank
fucking nice.
goodness.
Also, another improvement, you can sell stuff immediately.
Good.
As you can see, she has a very generic inventory of goods.
Be sure to bring more souls.
Now,
yes, the general alcove. It's not really a store, so
yes.
that's just a...
Now to find my first blacksmith. Okay.
That was hard.
Oh, hey! He's back!
Yep.
Love this guy.
Well, a newcomer, I see.
So I'll use this to talk about how weapons work. You have three types of weapons. You have basic weapons, which enchant to +10. You have boss weapons, which enchant to +5. And you have unique weapons, which also enchant to +5. The basic weapons use basically Titanite shards for 3 levels, then large Titanite shards for 3 levels, then Titanite scales, which I got,
One from the crystal.
oh no wait, sorry, Titanite chunks, for 3 levels, then a Titanite slab to get to 10.
Okay.
Right.
Chunks are used for the boss soul weapons.
Huh.
Up to +4. +5 is actually still a Titanite slab. The unique weapons use Twinkling Titanite up to +4, and then +5 is a boss soul weapon.
Okay.
Use a powder or simply rest at a bonfire.
Then you have gems.
But should chance
So regardless of the enchant, you can always use a gem on it, and it basically changes it to like a fire weapon, as I was explaining earlier, fire gems or something else like that. Andre can only do 3 off the start. Andre also does, by the way, the allotting your Estus flasks and reinforcing your Estus flasks.
Okay.
simple reinforcement is
Fairly helpful NPC.
infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward.
But yes, you don't have to, like in one, dick around with ridiculous tangent lines in order to get like a dark weapon or anything. It's just enchant the weapon up and then throw dark on it.
Okay.
Boss soul weapons, unique soul weapons can almost never... I don't think any of them can be imbued, as it's called, with gems.
They just have whatever they have because they are what they are.
Yes. That's mainly for stuff like the ever-present DPS King, the Longsword, or stuff like that.
Naturally.
And they won't let you down.
Hurrah!
Sweet. I mean, that's how I felt when I saw his face.
He also has a lot of dialogue when you start.
Yeah, also
and
might
it's
be
basically
a-
explaining what I'm saying.
Also might be a shaved Wookiee.
Yes.
I mean, but he's just so pleasant.
Oh yeah, yes.
He's about the most smiley character running to. Everyone else is very, like, pale and cold and maidenly and these and thous and thyself.
Also, he's learned this unique thing of moving his lips.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I think he's the only person here who's just, like, unfailingly, like, pleasant.
Yes.
Find any Estus shards. Bring them here.
Estus shards, you say?
Yes.
Ah, okay, that's the new thing. Before it used to be, like, Firekeeper souls.
Without those
It was fire. Yeah. No, Firekeeper Souls increase the strength of your Estus. Estus shards actually increase the amount of uses you have for your Estus flask because you start with basically 4 uses.
Because before, I think, it's been a long time. You had
Yeah.
to do stuff at the bonfires to increase how many you had.
Yeah. For one, you had to basically
Had to, like,
throw humanity at a bonfire in order to increase the amount of Estus
yeah,
you
to
got.
kindle it further.
Yeah. This one you get more uses for Estus shards. Undead bone fragments actually increase the strength. So yeah. So that's my first Lord of Cinder because he's already here.
Oh.
Unkindled,
Ah,
and a seeker of lords.
rather impressive guy.
Well, sort of being, a pygmy.
As I say.
Oh, a pygmy?
More than likely a pygmy, possibly or possibly not the furtive pygmy, in the sense that everyone is possibly or possibly not the furtive pygmy. At this
Are
point.
we getting into, like, tinfoil hat territory?
Borderline.
Or, sorry,
Is it-
Titanite hat territory, we'll say, for Dark Souls.
Isn't it hard not to with this series?
Yes.
I mean, you gotta kind of fill in the gaps.
He's not quite that bad when it comes to it because there is a lot of stuff going to it. One, he's basically modeled the same as a pygmy. 2, he speaks in really old tongue, which no one does in this game other than him, or in Dark Souls 1 for that matter.
Really old tongue, you say?
Yeah, he's actually speaking in Old English.
Oh.
Old E English.
Ah, okay.
Quasi Old E English.
I
Yeah.
hear it now. So I was looking at the translation at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. That's a good touch.
Yeah.
Do not
And like all the Lords of Cinder, he sits way the fuck up here for some reason.
Well, he's got a big chair to sort of fill.
Alright, so taking care of all the enemies around Firelink, all one and some hollows that don't really matter. But your first like little optional encounter is off to the left side over here. Get to in a second as I paranoidly scan the landscape, because that's what I do. Paranoidly scan the landscape and then miss the guys anyways.
That's Dark Souls.
It's like there's an item on this tree, which obviously means there's an ambush.
Taking a moment to
Listen and see the ambush. Yeah, there's the
Yep.
ambush.
And to promptly run away from it.
Run away from it, drink before taking any damage, because back then I'm still getting used to the control scheme, okay?
Gotta stay hydrated.
Dementors!
Just taunting them.
Just getting warmed up. God, this graveyard's about to fall off the cliff here.
I think slightly better shield? Yes, slightly better shield.
Ah, the east-west shield.
A mighty 55 physical block and real crap stability, but, less crap than the one I currently have.
Sure.
Waste, Ashen One. You're fired again.
Just wondering why.
Oh, he's enkindled again.
Oh, god damn it. See, now I just gotta remember, I ask, why is it called the east-west shield?
So yes, the first thing to deal with around here, the Swordmaster.
Oh. Ah, not so masterful now when you're on fire.
That barely phased him. I think he's handling fire.
Oh, no, yeah, that did not phase him at all.
It's actually better than trying to attack him.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to challenge his sword mastery directly.
And he's got some kind of status effect going on.
That bleeding?
That's bleeding. Yeah, katanas all do bleed.
Oh, it's a katana. Oh, he studied the blade then. He is the sword master.
On the bright side, he can be stunned by a fireball to the face.
Come on. Gotta get behind him. Nothing personal, kid.
Behind him, change my weapon, hope he doesn't turn around in time.
He's not having any of
Who
this.
thinks he's clever, Dan?
I'm waiting for him to back
Seems to be real hesitant of those stairs you're on.
And now he isn't.
Yeah, now he's having enough of this.
Yeah, he was using his hit points to run me out of magic.
Yep. I mean, that's a winning strategy by any means. Tanking the fireballs to the face. That's a cunning strategy.
Especially when you have the hit points to do it. Not sure how much vitality he has, but,
A lot, apparently.
Undead, I should have warned you, there is a man outside that wishes to rumble.
Haha! Sidestep!
So, the strategy a lot of people use for this one is just kick him off of the edge.
But doesn't that mean you can't get his items?
Oh, you just reload the game, his items will be right at the edge.
Oh, handy. Nope. Oh my god.
I consider that cheesy even for me.
Ding!
Ding!
Oh. Come on.
So, that's why I don't like to physical attack him. He's really good at counterattacks.
Well, clearly,
He'll do what he won't abide by your rules.
It's also the weapon art on katanas, which is something I haven't actually gone over. Every weapon in the game has a weapon art of one sort or another, which is just something special that you can spend FP on, so people who don't actually cast spells can still actually use the mana bar.
Oh, you're getting like a special technique or something?
Yes. Like that axe has this awesome technique that I never use that, what's it called? Increases your attack power.
Out of my way, Dementors!
Even in death, they're still trying to impede you.
Now, with that said, the way L2 is the only way to use it, and L2 is kind of an overlapping thing, so unless you're two-handing the weapon, or your shield is one that specifically lets you use weapon skills, which mine isn't. Mine is actually a parry shield, and I don't parry, so it basically means the button is dead.
Okay, so what you have in your offhand essentially determines whether or not you can use weapon skills.
Yes.
Oh, nope, still alive.
No, he's not.
Right in the face.
Alright.
Okay.
And of course, you get rewarded with a katana you can't equip. And some really crappy robes.
Ashen One.
A fedora, the usual stuff.
She's telling me to put the coiled sword in the bonfire.
Look, man, her eyes
Did you
are
see that?
covered.
Yeah, you see that thing over her eyes? She can't see for crap.
Well, she is technically blind.
Okay, yeah, I didn't mean to be insensitive.
I need you to stop giving shit to Dark Souls 2B.
So yes, now to the first actual area. This is the only teleport you have to do in the game to get to an area. But, And you're teleported into this room.
I'm surprised there weren't two guys waiting to rumble.
I mean, that's standard Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It kind of isn't, it kind of isn't. It's not actually that unfair about stuff. It doesn't suddenly ambush you. You actually have to walk past a threshold and then ambush. they won't just throw you blindly into an area, you'll just walk blindly into it. There's a slight difference.
Once again, we get the improbable medieval architecture of Dark Souls.
More so because everything's been shoved together quite literally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's part of the background of this one. The fire has gotten really bloody desperate, which is probably part of the reason why I'm not hollowing anymore, because it's just bring back everyone who was actually trying to rekindle the flame, and is shoving all of the Lord's lands together, and I'm trying to get together everyone that's already lit on fire again to light on fire again.
But I mean, like, yeah, I could basically describe Dark Souls as just medieval macro engineering, just improbable castle conglomeration. I mean, it looks great and all. But my god, I think this land is mostly castle.
Especially Lothric. Lothric is a giant-ass castle on top of a giant-ass mountain thing. We'll see it later on, basically. You know, being on top of it kind of makes it hard to look at it.
Oh, that's true. We're catching glimpses of it, but you are stoutly refusing to admire the view and looking at the ground, mostly.
Not much for you to admire, except mostly city and bleak yellow clouds, and archers that I completely miss because, you know, the view is up there.
Archers are always bullshit.
Yeah. Crossbow guy specifically, because of course it's a crossbow guy.
Curse you for choosing a good bird's eye view where you could hit people. How dare you be competent?
Competently guarding a really specific area.
Oh yeah, it's like they knew you'd be coming through.
Hot ass.
Oh.
Ah, hot dog.
Oh.
Those axe guys that other people seem to have trouble with, and I don't really find very hard.
Well,
So as he hits you for like half your health.
Well, you know.
you know, a little bit of orange juice will fix you right up.
And jumping for no apparent reason.
Because
Hey, tactical leaping is very important.
remember, it uses all of your energy. It's incredibly impractical, and yet it's what they least expect.
Yeah, on the bright side, the jumping is easier to do in this game. On the downside, the jumping is easier to do in this game. And his counterpart, the halberd guy, who is even easier.
Wow! It's like, that was pathetic. I don't even want to look at you.
Yeah, lock-on does not guarantee a hit, even. I love the backstabs of the axe.
Really hate kidneys.
If I can't go drinking anymore, no one can go drinking. I see. I see you over there.
Yep, basically.
I'm honestly surprised these praying statues are not getting up and trying to kill you.
Yeah, that was weird to me, too.
What happened? Did your guy just melt?
I'm just gonna go with that. I think that might have been a, thing that we'll see later.
Ah.
Ah, yes, the ever-useful bow, which I can't equip yet. There's a pattern here, right?
Yep.
Pyromancers don't start with great decks.
You chose to be a Fistomancer. This is what happens.
So yeah, I spend a good majority of my early levels just getting my stats up so I can equip stuff, as opposed to, you know, actually being a Pyromancer. So yes, that was basically a one-way to a dead end with a longbow.
Man, these Tool videos get weirder every time.
I'm just reminded of the Pink Floyd commercial, or Pink Floyd music videos for some reason.
Just in case they'll get up and attack me.
You gotta be absolutely sure.
Yes. So that one did.
Yep.
Hey, you're killing everyone. One of us should probably do something.
Nah, they've
See,
given
he has
up.
a dagger. Self-defense.
I'm sure the masonry really needed that.
Look, they're
screaming.
devoted, they're not good. You take what you can get, peasant.
Wait, are you? Oh, yeah, you're alive.
It's kind of hard to tell when they go, like, face down like that. I think I leave that one.
I've had enough for the day.
Yep.
Somebody's got to warn the others.
Oh,
you
no,
see-
I saw you breathing.
So, as you can see, the architecture is decorated with dead dragons.
Those aren't dead, are they?
Well, that one is. Or a stone and or tree thing. They're practically petrified at this point. This room, which is ripe for ambushes, and is actually less dangerous than it looks. Which is why this is all in fast forward, because I'm being hyper precautious.
Yep.
I wouldn't know how dangerous it looks. It appears to mostly be a black cube.
Yeah, as I said, the brightness is down for these first couple of episodes.
This is why you need to kindle the flame.
Chiaroscuro, damn it. Utter darkness and light contrast. There's
And-
art to it.
This is me getting my selfie in front of the dragon.
Yes. And the rest of the dragon.
Oh, yeah, and
And more people to kill. In
Chairs.
self-defense. Yes. Chairs.
Sinister chairs.
this is actually oddly ominous. I'm not sure why.
You know, people...
Ah, the Lords of Windsor.
We've got a petrified dragon and a bunch of chairs.
Yep.
The rampart of chairs. It sounds like a Dark Souls zone.
So can you cut the dragon's tail off to get a weapon?
Because everyone will do that compulsively.
No, they stopped doing that one.
Oh, you can't get any tail.
So yes, this dropped down in order to get that item that was sticking out of the window, which is wholly unimportant. Gold pine resin.
Gold pine resin.
So yes, you light your weapon on lightning.
Yes. I personally have always chosen to believe that the gold pine resin is just a lubricant to make you be able to go really fast, build up a whole crap ton of static electricity.
It's obviously the same chemical that gave Barry Allen the Speed Force powers.
That would explain a lot of things. Speed Force, generally.
Yep.
So there are a lot of ambushes in this first area, it's just they're not very good at it.
Like, you guys are asleep on the job, quite literally.
Don't see me. Don't see me.
Yep. So, that's most of this area. Join us next time for using the binoculars.